Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that right now. Hit that subscribe button right below. All right, let's go. San Francisco 49ers, 26-8 win over the Cleveland Browns. Niners move to 9-4. Browns fall to 3-9. Niners got up early, 7-0 on a McCaffrey touchdown. Browns took the lead 8-7. Nice 90-yard drive. Shedeur Sanders hits Harold Fannin Jr. for a 34-yard touchdown. They had a penalty on the extra point, go for 2 from the 1-yard line, go up 8-7. But it was all Niners after that point. A couple key fourth down stops from San Francisco. They get up 23-8 into the fourth quarter. It never really looked back. Niners taking care of business in another tough passing condition, windy game in Cleveland.
Yeah, another game where I think special teams screwed the Browns. Not another game where special teams specifically for the Browns, but another game where special teams was a big problem. And again, special teams doesn't need to be great; just needs to be the reason you're not losing games. So they cough up a big punt return to Sky Moore earlier in the game, which sets San Francisco up in great position. And then I think what was the real turning point of the game is a fair catch, muff punt from Larverdale. Brutal turnover, instant red zone for the 49ers. The Browns defense holds them out for like 4 or 5 plays or something. Then eventually they can't stop them. They get a touchdown. It was 17-8 when that happens and the Browns are getting the ball back. Yeah. Like that's a close game. And then from that moment on, obviously the 49ers are now, they're done at that point. Like they're too far ahead. Now you're expecting Shedeur Sanders to execute a multiple score comeback in windy conditions and that's just wasn't going to happen.
The muff punt and then 2 fourth downs. The Browns were 0 for 4 on fourth down. 2 of them were late, but 2 were significant. Quinshon Judkins stopped at the Niners 20, and then they also, golden age of tight end push fumbles.
And that
Harold Fannin fumbles the tush-push at their own 33 on fourth down.
Yeah, which again, if you're going to be using your tight end, how hard is it to make sure he can take a snap? The 3rd and short where Judkins was stopped, that looked like a harsh spot. Like I kind of thought he got that. And then they're like, nah, it's 4th and inches. Okay, we'll go for it with Harold Fannin. And then Fannin drops the ball and he failed in. It's like those are always tough where it's like the 3rd down looked kind of harsh. And they're like, it doesn't matter. We're going for a 4th anyway. It's not a problem. And then you screw up the 4th down conversion. Well, now you wish you could have the 3rd down back again. Maybe look at that. That was tough.
So, the same thing we talked about. I mean, it was more than just only 4 plays here, but those were some high leverage plays. Muffed punt, 2 fourth down stops, 1 in the red zone in the Niners territory in the red zone, and then 1 in your own territory. And then the Niners took advantage. I thought Brock Purdy coming off the 3 turnover game, and back in my head was 2 years ago in Cleveland in tough conditions, didn't throw the ball well. I thought he took care of the ball, did a nice job, finished 16 of 29 for 168, but had a key 3rd down conversion to handle any comeback attempt from the Browns. Touchdown pass in there, also keeper for a touchdown. So I thought the Niners did a really nice job. And I know we keep talking about their defense and, they don't have names and they don't have actual, high-impact pass rushers making a ton of plays, but they made some of those 4th down stops. They made some of those key plays. Defense is doing a decent job now in San Francisco. And then I think everything from a Shedeur performance standpoint was just like, fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
There's no strong opinions either way on Shedeur.
Yeah, and it's always tough because, as you said, very windy game. You've never got any real idea of how much that's taking the ball when it's in flight. Like he missed Jerry Jeudy deep early in the game for what would have been a huge play, and you're like, was that just a miss? Did the wind affect that? It's hard to know. Maybe I can't really factor that in, other than it's a variable that the Browns are going to try and factor that in because that's relevant to how you're evaluating your quarterback. For the purposes of the game, it's irrelevant. It's just he missed Jerry Jeudy deep. But yeah, like he took 3 sacks. They looked not great, but they were like 3rd and 15, 4th and 16. Like they were awful situations where it's not like he can really get the ball out quick.
Trying to buy time.
Yeah, it's like maybe the first one there was a pass to be made if he'd had like freaky anticipation and just put the ball in the air and hoped. But like that's the problem with 3rd and 15. It's not only is at a difficult situation in terms of the pass concept that you're dialing up to get 15 yards, but you also have to hold up for long enough that you can get that ball in the air in the first place. So that part was rough. I think the game script went away from them because of those high leverage plays, the special team screw ups as well. And at that point, you're not getting an amazing evaluation from him. But I mean, they're gonna give him the rest of the season. Like, he's already said he's starting next week. They're gonna see what he has down the stretch. Again, I think he's auditioning for a backup job, not a starting job, but he hasn't been terrible, and he's probably been the better of the two rookie quarterbacks so far.
I mean, you keep saying that. I think if he's very good, they might give him a starting opportunity. I don't know if they'll give up on a top draft pick just because of it. But
I think there's the same amount of chance that Shedeur is the starting quarterback next season as there is that Miami makes the playoffs this season. It's under 1%.
He did get hurt for a minute. Dylan Gabriel came in for one throw, but Shedeur was back in there after that. Again, it was nothing hot takey on either side, I don't think, coming out of this week, unless you wanted to say Shedeur's teammates let him down, which was somewhat true.
Yeah.
I mean, the muff punts, the fourth down stuff that had nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
I think, stupid media. Somebody sent us the video of, they're like, what'd you think of Kevin Stefanski? What do you think of Coach's fourth down calls there? And he's just like, come on, man. Stop trying to bait me.
Yeah, which is fair.
It's a good right answer. Myles Garrett watch. He did have one sack, sick inside move against the great Trent Williams.
What a freaky play that was.
He's so good.
There was a bunch of plays
Another
where it's
eight or so pressures too from Garrett.
Yeah, they have a bunch of plays where it's like George Kittle is giving Trent Williams help. And I can imagine that as a double team. The best blocking tight end in the NFL, or one of them, who's also a freaky athlete, against one of the freakiest athletes to play left tackle in the last 20 years, combining to try and stop you making a play. And then this play, Kittle's giving him a chip as well, and Garrett just hits Trent Williams with this ridiculous inside move. And Trent Williams can't get anywhere near him. Like, he slaps the inside arm down, he's gone. It's like, Williams must be coming out of that play being like, I mean, that's unstoppable. Like, I can't do anything against that. That's utterly ridiculous. And I'm like, Trent Williams still moves like a cat for a 330-pound offensive tackle. Just mind-blowing play from Garrett. The other thing coming out of this game, Malik Collins was carted off and was immediately ruled out, which is usually a pretty bad sign in terms of the severity of the injury. We had just gotten through saying how important the interior pressure has been for Cleveland this year in terms of helping Myles Garrett on this run for a sack record. Well, one of the really improved players for the interior for Cleveland is now potentially out of the lineup.
Playoff implications-wise, the Niners are one of four teams that has not had a bye yet. So the two Monday night teams tonight, Patriots and Giants, they'll be on bye, Panthers, and then the Niners. They'll have the last bye, I believe it's the last bye week of the season, next week. Niners are sitting here at 9-4, and that's good enough for the 7th seed as of right now.
And a 92% chance to make the playoffs, according to the NFL.
I mean, they keep winning. Yeah. And I think Purdy's better than Mac Jones for that offense as long as he's healthy. Mac Jones did a great job holding the fort. I worry about the actual pass rush. I know they had the 3 sacks, but not a lot of quick pressure at all against this Browns offensive line. But the defense is, playing well enough for the Niners, and the offense is dangerous, man.
I mean, they're a weird team to talk about because they're 9-4. They're right in the thick of it with all the best teams in the NFC. But I feel like, and they're 92% chance of making the postseason, which is higher than Green Bay. Who just beat the Lions handily for the second time. It feels like they should be an elite contender, and yet I feel like that defense is sufficiently banged up or just devoid of talent at this point that I think that's their ceiling. Like, I can't imagine a world where this team goes on a run through the playoffs with that defense.
But that offense, man, Purdy distributing, McCaffrey out of the backfield. The 7th seed right now, though, to the Niners. And by the way, that's a game and a half ahead of the Lions. I don't know how you 2.5 games ahead of the Cowboys at 6-5-1. Stupid ties.
The Lions are quietly in trouble at 7-5. I mean, they have a better record than Kansas City, but they're kind of in the same spot in terms of they actually have their backs against it now.
They do. And Niners head to their bye. Tankathon, we get the Browns at pick 5 as of right now. One of 4 teams that are all 3-9. Browns would be the highest picking team as of right now. Browns, Commanders, Jets, and Cardinals.
Unfortunately, the other pick isn't working out that great for them because Jacksonville is now that's all the way down to 26.
Yes, true. They do have the Jags' other first rounder, which is dropping. The Jets have the Colts pick at 23. Seeing that right now. Should have mentioned that earlier when we were talking about the Jets. Anything else?
Nope.
On Browns-Niners.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a video.
You heard the man. Subscribe.